This is the card we're going to be doing today. Isn't that cool? And then the back. This, I have put 2 layers here because I accidentally cut the DSP wrong. So I'm not going to do that in the card I demonstrate for you because it becomes very thick and you might have to hand this card out or pay extra postage. So I am going to cut it down because there's this and the double here and then the triple here. So it's triple, triple. And then when you put 3 layers of cardstock plus the white, it gets to be, it's a very heavy card and it's a very thick card. So I will change it and you will get the directions or the measurements to do the card that I'm going to show you that I'm going to do, because this is a bit much. So we will get started and put that out of the way. I don't need that just yet. So there's this piece and this piece. Now this is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. This is 3. This will be covered up so you will never see it. 3 by 9. And it is scored at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. But this is 4 inches because it's 9 1/2 inches long. You've cut off 1 1/2 inches that you have on this so that it goes like this and fits like that. I hope that explains it. And I'm going to put that aside. And we're just going to glue these. Now, if you're doing directional, you have to really be cautious because directional, you want the cardstock to go like this, not like this when you're putting it down. So when you're cutting it, you've got to cut, this is 4 1/8. So you've got to cut 4 1/8 off the rest of the cardstock here, and then cut, and this becomes 5 3/8, and this is 2 1/2, and you got 2 of these at 2 1/2. And because it's 12 inches across, you can get all of these from the one piece that you cut off. I hope that makes sense. But you really have to watch direction. That's really, really important. So we're just, and the one for this one is the backing of this one. I love both of these, and I thought, oh, I just like I don't want the pears on the inside because I got them on the outside. I need them. I need a plain or a designer paper to go on the inside. Yeah, Cheryl, you just got glue all over your hand. There we go. And I'm going to bring this in. And just use basic white. Don't use the basic white thick. You got too many layers going on. Oh, trying to get my silicone mat and it was stuck. So We're just getting started. Do the base completely, and then do the other one completely, and then we'll do the stamping. Yeah, when I saw this fancy fold, and I thought, oh, I want to do it, but I just had a picture of, I don't know what, who or what they had done. I just wanted it wasn't the perfectly pear at all. It was, or painterly pear, whatever you're going by. It was some other kind of designer series paper, and it was flowers, I think. And it's like, but I want that fold. So what I did is I took and kind of figured it out with white cardstock. And first I started with the tall card, and it's like, no, that's not going to work, because I need space this way too. So that didn't work. So then it's like, okay, so it's got to be a long card, long this way and narrow this way. It's like 4 1/4 by 11 instead of 5 1/2 by 8. So I'm working with that. And then it's like, okay, I get this done, no problem. This part's easy. Well, how wide do I want this? Because I want it to not cover up everything, but I want it to be big enough that I can actually use the front for my design. So it's like, okay, I cut it large. I cut it at 4, then I cut it at 3 1/2, and I got it down to 3. And it's like, yeah, I like 3. So, okay, what did I do with the rest of it? Okay, what did I do? I found it. Ooh. I cut that one wrong. There we go. So how's everybody doing today? Today's a hot one out there. We were working in the garden this morning, and yeah. This is supposed to be at 2 1/2, and I don't have it 2 1/2. So I have got to get Now I gotta clean that. Oh my word. At least I caught it before I tried to put it down and got glue all over everything. There. Now this comes in here. And make sure that they're going in the same direction too. Now I've switched to Old Olive. This is Mossy Meadow, this is Old Olive, because if you put this against the Old Olive, it just blends in too much because there's too much Mossy Meadow on this designer series paper. So I have switched to Old Olive for this part, which ties in with the designer series paper because it's Mossy Meadow and Old Olive. And this goes like that. So I am going to show you how I did this, and that is with Mossy Meadow. And I'm doing the whole thing because I don't know where I'm going to put it. Now one side has a straighter line than the other, so I am putting it, actually I am going to bring in my so I can see where that line is, and then flip it over, and we'll do that again. Now I am going to bring this in because I don't want to cover up, put dots on top of dots. There. And there. Now that's done. And I am going to bring this in, and I did it the same way. I put these here. See, I stamped in the middle. And then I put these on. And stamped the end. And then I brought this here and here. You just want to cover up one of the dots. This in here doesn't matter. Oops, I don't want the glue. And then you just ink a few. There. There. So that is done. Cool, eh? Put those aside to use them again. And this, I am doing the pear. I figure I might just as well finish this one off. And you will see how I did the pears just by this one, because I've got the other pears done. Okay, so I am bringing in, whoops, I had my big ink pads, and then I decided to bring in my Stampin' Spots because that was easier to do them. Okay, what did I do with that? So, I am using Darling Duckling, and I am stamping it. And then I'm taking my Old Olive and my sponge dauber, and then I'm making sure there's not a lot of Old Olive on there. And then I am lining it up there. So I did the same with these two, and the same with those two. And this one I stamped with Old Olive, and then just die cut them out. And with this, I use the blends. So I will use the blends on this one, and it will be done. So I am using the dark first. And then I'm just making little I don't like to do a lot of with the dark on these small little areas, because especially when I've stamped it on the cardstock that I'm going to be using and not cutting out. Because sometimes the tips are not very thin. So I'm gonna glue this on. I went straight. Yes, I did. Just making sure I've got it right side up. There we go. So that is completely done. So we're going to bring this in and we're going to use Mossy Meadow. Now this stamp set has been discontinued. It's been retired and I did not know it. The last time I used it, which was a couple days ago, it was still there. And I did not know that it was gone, so I'm sorry. You can use any happy birthday or whatever you want to use, but you need something that fits in this corner. And I used Mossy Meadow, which it looks like I need to re-ink. So I came in with this and this and this. Now I cut off this one leaf. I did not use it. If you want to use it, you go right ahead. And I cut this down quite a bit because I didn't want it sticking out so far. So I'm just using my little glue. There. Now I'm going to bring in my silicone mat again. And I am just putting these down where I think they should go. And this goes underneath here. And then this one, if I can pick it up, goes like that. So I am just doing this for size. So I'm going to pull this one out. And I am going to and then I can't find my tweezers either. It's like, oh my word, what happened to all my stuff overnight? So I am just going to put the stem underneath there, and then the rest are going to go out here. Now I am going to glue this. There. Isn't that cute? So now this goes on here. Yeah, it took me forever yesterday just to figure out sizes of everything, because I know I've done a card similar to this before, but I didn't have the sizes of everything or where you score or any of that. And it's like, well, I need to figure this out. So I think I'm going to make a template and have it in my desk for if I ever want to do this card sketch again, I can just go to it and say, okay, those are the sizes that I've already figured out. There. So what do you think of that? And this one, I love this. It goes there. It's so cute. I just love this small pear, twin pears. I like pears too, to eat. There. I thought that was just adorable inside there. So now we're going to bring this here, and this is about 3/4 of an inch here and 3/4 of an inch here, because I want to get it to be the same ish. So I'm just trying to figure out where, and then I'm just going to put that there and go on here. And you see I've left plenty of room. And I want it straight top and bottom and equal this way and this way as much as I can. Now that I've got it, push it down. Now I am coming over and I am going to glue this. And then I am going to put it down there, push it down. There we go. And it sits like that. I just love the look of this card. Now I am this one is not glued down, so I am just going to glue this down so I don't lose that leaf. Just like that. And then I'm going to bring in my, these are on the last chance. Stampin' Up! Is getting rid of a lot of things, and the basic gray and smoky slate pearls are one of them. So I am using the smoky slate. And I'm using 5 because I've got lots to get rid of. You don't have to use 5 if you do not want to use 5. It is totally up to you. But yeah, as soon as they're gone, I'm not supposed to use them again. But yeah, I kind of don't want to waste them. So what do you think of my card? And the envelope. Let me see. If you could like, share, comment, subscribe to my channel, that would be wonderful. And I've got to get rid of this before I put anything down to show you my card. I didn't do the, well, that was silly. I have it there. And I have it there. So what do you think of my card? Is this a card you would like to make? I love fun fold cards. Thanks so much for being here. I truly appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to spend it with me. Thanks. Bye now.